Of course it's AI, but this picture sums up perfectly the current state of Britain. The people suffer indignity after indignity while the governing classes and their acolytes stuff their fat faces and ignore the problem. We are run by clowns. The Prime Minister stood up in Parliament on the 3rd of March and said there have been 20 terror plots in Britain which were backed by the Iranian Revolutionary Guard. But he still won't call the Revolutionary Guard a terrorist organisation. Why not? And he believes it would be violating international law to strike Iran. Really, Keir, or are you just hiding behind the legal advice? Is he afraid of upsetting certain voters? I think we know the answer. The disaster Labour suffered at Gorton and Denton, an entirely self-inflicted disaster, by the way, shows the power of the ethnic bloc vote. Then we had these absolutely revolting images when he was on his metaphorical knees before the Pakistani community. Would you let another man get this close to you? Who's the boss in this situation? Starmer's supposed to be the Prime Minister, the most powerful man in the country, and he's being cowed. And you'll recall we wouldn't let the US use our bases for 24 hours anyway, before he flip-flopped again. Who is he afraid of upsetting? What about our military readiness? The Royal Navy had a presence in the Gulf for 46 years straight, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But that ended in December when the Type 23 frigate HMS Lancaster departed. Now, it was publicly known that the USS Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group was ordered to the Gulf in early January, and in February, the Gerald R. Ford Group was also ordered to the Gulf. You don't need to be von Clausewitz to realise there was the potential for trouble. So it does rather beg the question, what is the Navy doing in Portsmouth? Why the hell were they ordered to leave the Gulf in December? Is this just a spectacularly stupid decision? Did they not see the potential for trouble when 2 carrier strike groups were deployed? Or were they ordered to run away for fear of upsetting certain voters? Even if HMS Duncan is ordered to sail to Cyprus today, it would take about a week to get there. But never mind, we can trust the French and Greek Navy to protect us in the meantime. This is a national humiliation. I have to ask the question again, is he afraid of upsetting certain voters? Our governing class simply hasn't come to terms with the fact that we need to tackle radical Islam urgently. Make no mistake, if you see any online commentary along the lines of, I'm no fan of the Ayatollahs, but those people are basically given a tyrannical, fascistic Islamic regime carte blanche to slaughter people in their own country and carry out acts of terror abroad. The Iranian regime has been trying to get a nuke for 40 plus years, and sooner or later they would have enriched enough uranium to do so. They talked and talked and talked, but never had the slightest intention of disarming, and their nuclear program was not peaceful or civil. What the Americans and Israelis have done is unpleasant, but unfortunately essential. Better to act now than decide what to do in a few years' time when a hypersonic missile carrying a World War II style nuke is just slammed into Jeddah. And as for Britain, the governing class don't want to upset their voters, and frankly they're scared of them. So they continue to kowtow and make Netflix dramas about white kids being radicalized. But never fear, my friends, we're entering a new epoch. Their lies are not landing anymore. If you made it this far, thank you very much. Could you please like, recommend, subscribe, drop a comment, and if you could, retweet this somewhere. Thanks.